Hey you, thank you so much for engaging with this post and I loved your comments, but there was a part about your comments that really made me feel sad for you. Now, you said at the end of this comments that you don't think the love thing is for you. Now, let me tell you something you probably haven't realized. Love is for absolutely everyone. Everyone deserves to find someone that they could experience life with. We were never meant to be alone, whether you're straight, you're gay, you're this or you're that. Everyone deserves to find love. Now, the difference between men and women is women somehow have the ability to process their emotions and get over things. We don't necessarily get over situations. We just learn to trust the process. And this is why it's very important. After every breakup, it's good to take time to learn yourself. Learn your own boundaries, learn what makes you happy, what you truly want. Because in reality, people have this big idea of what they expect love to feel like or what they want it to look like. But then it's not really what they want because they're just going after what the general public looks at. And majority of men throughout my lifetime, I noticed that they do have a very serious problem trying to move on from pain. A lot of young boys, I don't think there's any young kid when they're growing up who has a first love that did not react negatively after a breakup. They literally just shot a part of them and said, you know what, it's not for me. I'm just gonna treat everyone how they treat them. And that's where majority of the problem comes from. You have to give your time to heal. And the most important part about this is when you do find someone that you do care about, you have to treat them based on their personality, the new person in your life. You cannot treat them based on what someone else in your past, a past you did to you. Do you understand? A lot of people get into this era where they haven't healed and then they reflect their past traumas on their new partners, which with time, and I'm sure it's also like your ex partner, she had her own personal insecurities, and as much as you try to validate their emotions, they just were not ready to hear it. Now, a lot of those traumas she probably had was from a past relationship. Maybe someone told her she was fat, maybe someone told her she wasn't good enough. So now she was looking at you with those eyes of maybe he feels the same way. And another thing people don't teach you is that most of the time you can be the most amazing person out there in the world and you think you know what you want as love, and when you finally get that love, it's so funny that psychologically you now become the abuser without even realizing it. For example, let me take me for myself. I have always been the nurturer in my relationship. I literally raised a man for 11 years. Like I did everything from catering, from everything, financial, like from socks to the top of it. And I never knew what it felt like to be treated with respect or not be abused emotionally, physically, mentally, all of them. So I always told myself I wanted someone that would love me and cherish me and do also for me. I am a person that I love receiving gifts. So I always told myself I want these things, I desire these things. Now, the moment God finally blessed me with a person like that, I swear to God, I didn't know what to do or how to handle that situation. Now, every time they tried to give me a gift, I'm like, why are you doing this? What do you want from me? I became so defensive that the person looked at me like, what's wrong with you? I realized that because I was always the one nurturing, it felt so unfamiliar for me to be on the receiving end. All the love I desired and all the love I prayed for, I didn't even know how to receive it anymore because at this point I have filled my head with so much failed relationships. I told myself it probably is me. It probably is my fault, that I keep attracting this set of people. And the truth is, at the point I just stopped. I'm like, you know what? For my own sanity, I don't need to be at an age where I am not sure of who I am because another human being decided to break me down. You already see I was broken, you wanted to just shatter me, right? But now with grace and patience, and I ended up making a lot of mistakes, not cheating or anything like that, but I was very sharp with my mouth. I became, I don't want to say an abuser, but almost one, because I couldn't understand why someone would be so nice to me. It had to have an ulterior motive. I just couldn't fathom that a human being can actually do for me what I have always dreamt of. Sometimes you think like, I didn't even dream this big and it's happening, and okay, what do I do? So this is why it's so important not to jump from one relationship to the other, and take your time to actually heal, because if not, when you do find the love, half the time you're going to shove it away because you don't even think at that point you deserve it. And I promise you, man and woman deserve absolute love. Man and woman deserves respect. We're in a world where we hurt each other so much. Men have a lot of unprocessed emotions. They suppress their emotions so much that the only way out of it is by anger and violence and hysteria and all the negative traits that come with being masculine. They adopt it because men from their youths and from back in the day taught them that men are supposed to be strong. Now, if a man cries, for example, I find that a strength. At least your brain is able to process what you're feeling, and then you can put them into different compartments. When you suppress so much energy and hurt, and you get heartbroken and you're suppressing because you want to look manly for who, I don't know. And it's crazy that even women now, when they see a man cry, some of them don't even know how to react to it because they have heard for years and they have been taught that men are supposed to be macho. And God have mercy, what does that even mean realistically? If I had a son, oh my God, if I had a son, I would have taught him, like, listen, speak up your mind, express your emotions, cry if you need to. Do what it takes to release that energy from you, because down the line, it will affect your future. We are all messed up, and we're all, we speak about evolution of, we speak about evolution of the world, but when it comes to emotion and how we treat each other, men versus women, women versus men, still seem to stick to the same old narrative. Men are supposed to be providers, and men are supposed to be macho, and men shouldn't cry, men shouldn't do this, and women are supposed to be the ones in the kitchen, and women are supposed to. We have stuck to that same narrative. That's why in the world today there is such a huge battle between men and women. If we only evolved with the way the world is going, listen, we are all equals. You treat your people. See, I treat people nicely because I expect to be treated good. And if I'm not, I don't care if you're family, I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you're a man, I will push you so far aside, it will shock you. I do not surround myself with anybody at all. I don't care who you are, man or woman. If you don't treat me with the respect I feel I deserve, then you got to go. As long as in my mind I know that this ain't right and this is not okay, and you're messing with my emotions and you're trying to put me down and you're trying to make me feel a kind of way, you got to go. You have to go, because I am not going to infuse myself with negativity or negative beliefs or negative energy just to make anyone feel good. I am very, very, very selfish when it comes to myself. And that is why when you go into a relationship, you have to be equally selfish with what you want. Never settle for just the bare minimum because this part might work, this part might not work. And sadly, a lot of women, because they have this false narrative of men should be providers, which men should be. Men actually, in that sense, they actually should be providers. They're supposed to protect the family. But a lot of women, because they look at provision as only a financial aspect, they are even ready to stay with violent men just as long as he brings out the money. My dear, that money go tire you eventually. A lot of women are sitting down. A lot of women are married to pastors because they look good on paper, and forgetting the fact that they are straight animals, or they are providing financial support to them and they feel like, oh, that's enough. A man providing doesn't only come as financial, it comes as moral, it comes in different forms. It's not just one way. So yeah, let me not make this longer. Every single person deserves respect and love. Please take the time to heal. Take the time to figure out what you want. Go after what you want. Fight with your full chest. If at the end of the day, the person you want and the person you're pouring your grace into doesn't reciprocate, that is a damn loss. You're going to pick up yourself and move on. And that's how life works. We can't hold on to anger that doesn't even define us anymore. We can't do that. Anyway, best of luck.